All right, let's talk about a word that makes most of us, well, just cringe. Networking. But what if I told you there's a way to do it that's not just powerful, but actually feels good?
Yeah, let's be real. This quote probably hits home for a lot of you, right? The very word networking can conjure up these images of, awkward conference rooms, forced handshakes, and that gross feeling that you're trying to sell yourself. It is a huge source of anxiety for so many people, and honestly, for good reason.
But what if we could just flip that script entirely? We're going to dig into a strategy that's way less about asking for favors and so much more about building real, genuine human connections. Connections that can literally protect your career and open doors you never even knew were there. Okay, so first up, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Why do we all have this collective ugh feeling about networking? And more importantly, what's the real danger of just avoiding it altogether? See, the big myth is that networking is all about taking. It's transactional. You go to some stuffy event to see what you can get from other people. But the truth, the reality of a powerful network is the exact opposite. It's built on real relationships, on tiny but consistent efforts over time, and this is the big one, on giving value first, long before you ever even think about asking for something in return. It's such a comforting thought, isn't it? This idea that if we just put our heads down and do great work, we'll be safe. Our results will speak for themselves, and that'll be enough. But this mindset, as noble as it sounds, is actually incredibly dangerous. In fact, this way of thinking turns us into the turkey. Yeah, you heard me right. It's this powerful metaphor from Nassim Taleb that just perfectly captures the hidden risk of being too comfortable in your career. Think about it from the turkey's point of view. For 100 days, life is awesome. He gets fed, he has shelter, he's happy. Every single day confirms his belief that he's safe and secure. There is zero evidence to suggest that anything bad is on the horizon until, bam, it's Thanksgiving week. And it's too late. When we rely only on our current job for security, we're being that turkey, totally oblivious to a potential layoff or a reorg that's just around the corner. So how do we avoid being the turkey? Well, you need a proactive strategy. It's all about building a safety net before you even think you'll need one. And this is the core idea right here. Let's call it career insurance. Your network isn't an emergency button you push when you're in crisis. It's an insurance policy that you pay into over time, with all these small, consistent deposits of goodwill and connection. It's what protects you and your future when that unexpected Thanksgiving-style moment arrives. This quote from Greg McKeown just nails it. We kind of know that building a network is the right thing to do for our careers. The real secret, though, is finding the right way to do it. A way that feels natural, that you can stick with. A way that's, well, effortless. So instead of trying to hit a grand slam at some big, flashy networking event, we're going to play Moneyball. We're going to focus on consistency, on smart plays, and on valuing all those small, high-percentage wins. Look, the home run approach is super high pressure and, frankly, it rarely works. It's like trying to meet a CEO at a conference and asking for a job on the spot. Good luck with that. The Moneyball approach, on the other hand, is all about just getting on base. You focus on simple, easy wins, like reconnecting with people you already know and just showing you're interested in them. Each one of those little actions gets you on base, and over time, all those runners add up to a huge score. Okay, so we've got the mindset. Now for the fun part. The actual tactical playbook. It's a simple, low-stress process anyone can use to start building their career insurance, like today, without any of that anxiety. And I mean it when I say simple. 3 steps. That's it. You start with this gold mine who are already sitting on your dormant ties. These are all those people, old coworkers, former bosses, classmates that you had a great relationship with, but, life just happened and you lost touch. So you list them out. You send them a super simple message, and then you try to have a real conversation. And you're probably wondering, okay, but what do I say? Get ready for this. It's this simple. I was just thinking about you. How's it going? That's it. It is so warm, it's so low pressure, and it just opens the door. I mean, who wouldn't be happy to get a message like that out of the blue? And please don't think for a second this doesn't work. Let me tell you about Maria. She was feeling a little shaky about her job security, so she followed this exact playbook. She made her list, sent out those simple notes, and one of those dormant ties, a former boss, got back to her immediately with a job opportunity. Her entire life changed, all because of that one simple message. So, you put in this little bit of effort. What's the real payoff?
Well, it's actually way bigger than you might think. We are talking about real, tangible advantages that can fast track your career and honestly just make your life better in ways you can't even predict.
So this is the big professional payoff. This is what we mean when we say you get to skip the line. When someone in your network refers you for a job, your resume doesn't go into that black hole with hundreds of others. It goes right to the top. But even more important is the trust. The trust the company has for your contact, it gets transferred directly to you. The whole interview changes from, should we hire this person, to, okay, let's just confirm you're as great as they say you are. It's a total game changer.
But the payoffs aren't just about jobs, not even close. One of our sources for this explainer shared this amazing story about his wife. 20 years ago, she was just really kind to a stagehand she worked with. They kind of stayed in touch over the years, very loosely. Well, decades later, that stagehand is now the sound guy for a huge band, and he invites them to a sold-out show at Red Rocks with backstage passes. They got to skip every single line. And this right here is the whole point. This is the secret sauce. She wasn't nice to him because she was trying to network or because she thought he'd be important someday. She was just a good person. She did it because it was the right thing to do. That genuine human connection is what paid off 2 decades later in the most amazing, unexpected way. You know, at the end of the day, it really just takes one connection to land you your next job, one person to make that perfect introduction, one dormant tie to think of you at just the right moment. The only catch is you never, ever know which one it's going to be. And that is exactly why that consistent Moneyball approach of just getting on base is so powerful.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. We have to stop thinking of networking as this awkward thing we have to do. It's not a verb. It's a state of being. It's the slow, steady accumulation of trust. It's building that career insurance policy through small, consistent acts of kindness that creates this reservoir of goodwill that will be there for you when you need it most.
So I'm going to leave you with a challenge, a question. Who is one person, just one, you could reconnect with this week? Who could you send that simple message to, I was just thinking about you, how's it going? Go ahead and do it. It might just be the single most important career move you make all year.